best thing that someone ever did for you?
Best thing that someone ever did for me.
What was the best thing?
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't answer this one either. I'm not really good with memories. Oh God, okay.
Ooh, there's a lot.
Oh God, this is so good.
It's a lot of good moments.
Okay.
The best thing that someone's ever did for me in a relationship.
Everything, he's perfect.
Best thing, let's see. There's just so many, I can't pick one. The first pair of running gloves that he gave me.
My ex made me this like kind of handmade arts and craft, like
A card, basically.
I guess photo album type thing.
She was an artist, so she'd draw me things, write me poetry.
My boyfriend got me this Nintendo Switch for my birthday. That's like $300, right?
And what she did was she got a deck of 52 cards that are blank.
I think that's the most money someone's ever spent on me.
And she had each one of our friends sign a card for me.
And I still use it to this day.
With a special message and inside jokes on each specific one.
I'm a very simple person, like I don't really expect much.
One time I called out sick and
If I'm feeling down, he'll come home with, let's say, like gummy bears or gummy worms, which are my like favorite things in the world to eat.
chicken noodle soup.
And small gestures like that just make me fall in love with him more.
He drove to my house. He lives in Connecticut, so.
It was long distance.
And he brought me an entire tray of coconut macaroons.
Turns out he took a bus all the way up to my college to surprise me with a bowl of guacamole.
I think for me, I'm not someone who needs a lot of things. I think just
Be there
when you needed them, and then
supporting what I do, giving me the freedom to truly embrace and be myself.
Super encouraging, no judgments.
Stay by me.
paying attention to what the other person says.
The little things.
Unconditional love,
They make me feel at home.
Patient,
compassion.
committed, and loyal, and
To sit down with me and listen to what I had to say and really heard what I had to say.
Even with like the dark sides and the silly sides.
I have a lot of calluses underneath my feet. I don't know why. Maybe I walk too much, maybe it's the shoes, but
being drunk one time and like crying about it because it was a very like traumatic event, and he just like
without complaint like scrubs it or like
held me like in the street while I'm like literally like crying and like just was,
or like gives me like foot massages and scrubs. I don't know what it's called, I guess a foot spot, but most people don't like feet or touching feet.
there for me like through the night as I was crying for like 3 hours.
And I saw someone that had physically harmed me in the past. This is someone that whenever I see him triggers me really bad.
But it means being with them through when they're going through hardships.
My ex at the time, he had said, if you want to confront him, we can do it together.
I find that to be very special.
It takes a lot, I feel like, to love me, and there's just been so many things in my life that I can't even handle, so.
He's always just been there as a huge support system.
I think they knew that I always really liked some like cliche romantic things.
And he gets down on one knee and he's like, will you be my girlfriend now?
I think introduce his family to me so that I can learn everybody in his family.
I don't have to hide anything. I can be my true self in front of
My family, and he's so willing to just be present and to be a part of it.
My wife is Syrian and Sicilian. She was born and raised in Louisiana. She agreed to go to Vietnam with my family and I to do a traditional Vietnamese marriage ceremony.
I had no sort of hesitation, no sort of like what if sort of thoughts.
So she went to Vietnam for a month, not knowing the language at all.
Not being afraid to like show, who it is you love to like your friends or your family and stuff like that.
And did a tea ceremony, a betrothal ceremony at a Buddhist temple, met my family. It was really cool.
And those family dinners that I had with her and going on like a cabin trip with my friends to like introduce her and everything.
It was a big show to me that she was invested in building a life together. and accepting all of the weird or intricacies of, you know, multicultural, multiracial family coming together.
For me, like traveling is a really important thing to me because I've always like lived in New York my whole life and I've never been able to like travel out of the country.
Definitely me taking me out of my comfort zone.
Because my family just wants to stay here all the time and that isn't really an open door for me to go somewhere.
When she surprised me on a vacation. So she told me all these instructions to sign in and go to the front desk and I'll get a key. But it turns out she was actually already in the room.
He bought me a ticket as a surprise present to Japan. I was like super happy because I was like, oh my God, like this is my first time traveling like outside of the US, all the way to the other side of the country. That was really happy time.
I had thought that we were just gonna stay local for a whole week, and then I found out that he bought
me a trip to Florida, Disneyland, and I was like, ooh, this girl really likes me.
Yeah, it would probably be driving through 8 hours through a blizzard just to see me.
Give me my kids, man. Like, as much as the turmoil and the craziness and the roller coaster ride, like, my kids is like the best thing that's ever happened to me.